What is this Club M to you? I mean, people are talking about this sounds like a movement. I mean, there's a
Right.
very special visionary kind of energy around it. I mean, what would be your guess of where this damn thing could go?
All right, great question. Well, in the industry, we're sort of known as the monk and the mastermind. And I'm certainly not a monk, and I'm a student of mindfulness. But I certainly understand the club industry, and after interviewing thousands of people and visiting hundreds of clubs over the last 6 years, I think I've come to learn what really are the issues at each departmental level. So when I did the interviews, I would find that the department heads weren't collaborating with one another. They weren't talking to each other because they really didn't know the vision of the club. They didn't know what the strategy was, so we were just doing our own things. And while it seems to work, it doesn't really work as well as it could. And that silos and that lack of collaboration and that lack of creativity, because we're all so stressed out, is preventing us from really working as a team. So when I looked at Club M, we really looked at the industry to say, we don't know where this can go. We think we've crossed the chasm in that mindfulness is now going more mainstream. And that's really good to know, because it's a lot easier to talk about it when it becomes more of a conversation that you can have at any kitchen table or any conversation. And so when we looked at the industry, we saw a few things. The average tenure of a general manager is 3 years. Hasn't changed in 20 years. How can that be? After all this great education we have at the PGA and the CMAA and the SHRM and the PCMAs, nothing's changed. So when I look at it, I see a gap. I see a gap in the education that we offer our team. And more often, it's really at that high level management level, but everybody else below isn't really getting that education. So we as leaders assume that our managers know how to manage. That's not the case. So when I look at this mindfulness in the Club M, I think we have an opportunity to study what mindfulness is and how it can be applied to the business of running a club. And when looking at a club, there are factors like financial factors. What's the financial health of a club? What's the mental health of the club? What's the emotional health of the club? How involved are we in the community? Because we're really trying to attract the right member, the right staff member. We're trying to retain them, but more importantly, we have to provide them an experience that keeps them there. People will make less money as long as they're happy. Members will join a club if they know there's purpose. The millennials will join and be part of a team because there's purpose, but there's a big gap. Senior managers and senior members or executives understand the importance of culture, but there's a big disconnect because the employees, most of them don't even know what it is.